Hello guys, today we are doing What If Civilization Started Over, episode 12, I think. Alright, last time we saw, colonization in the Americas, a few countries making colonies. We saw exploration in Asia, a new alliance layer. But we're probably gonna see expansion of the red team. Maybe finally the blue team expanding. Probably more expansion of the Kenyan Empire. Alright, let's actually start with that. Let me fix the brush real quick. Alright, so I think the brush is fixed. I'll fix that later. But let's see the alliances. But here's the alliances around Kenya. They actually can't really expand by invasion, so turns out they have to just expand normally. So we see them expanding, cutting off the red team notably. But the red team doesn't want to go to war with Kenya. What is wrong with the brushes? Alright, I think it's fixed. Alright. So first we see Kenyan expansion, which is pretty simple. They're just expanding. We see them exploring a bit more south. Before the red team will attempt to do the first sail around Africa, they hear, but then they end up getting like smashed into the coastline right here. So they think that they are more further south. So the red team will end up going up north. So they start to think that Africa isn't that big. Explore south. They realize it's just way too exploration in a lot of areas, the discovering of this island, and then the claim of that island. And then we see the blue team will actually buy the blue team ends up buying this land, which doubles their size and probably doubles their population, making the blue team like 3 times stronger probably. They're probably just stronger than that one Swedish country. We see the red team will send the ultimatum to, if I can, this country, and they want this land, which then this country will be like, okay, just don't kill us, please don't kill us. then the red team gets their land, the red team's happy, and then these guys are just sad. They thought that they were gonna become best friends with the red team. Also, I'm just gonna do this so that there's a four corner, because why not? Some more land because China already got land. And China isn't that Australia. They then a quick and rapid invasion of but if we look at the alliance, Thailand and China are in a military alliance. So what does this mean for the military alliance? We're doing an island hopping campaign. Borneo for a invasion, takes it one city, then captures another city, splits it's just to take we see a quick invasion of Malaysia before they push up until we see which they quickly blitz through. Then China's able to everyone taking most of and this southern part will just this country. And then all these islands are just gonna die. And then we see India will just end up going and now we see a peace treaty. Alright, we see that it's not a very good day to be Thailand. I think Taiwanese, but yeah, China gains a formidable foothold in Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines. And also, they take this land so that Thailand doesn't try to, like, expand out again. Getting some land. We also see the division of this land down here. Also down here. We see nothing because they didn't own anything down here. And Thailand is now just. We see the ideologies of some countries down here change. A monarchy. So these guys become a democracy. Thailand just goes into color. Yeah, it's not a very good day to be Thailand. So after that, probably go ahead and see more stuff happening, like expansion from past here. So probably like China would probably like mid or extreme diff Korea. Would join the war. South China, but Blue South China is too scared. Trade to China, which in they didn't even know who owned it. Colony down permanent border here, so we kind of just see random stuff happen until they end up signing a treaty, which the Russians end up meaning this. So we see a treaty being made, and this is it, but the green guys kind of wanted Russia to get mad and then start a war, but then the Russians just didn't. So now they're like, oh damn. So now they can't start a war without Russia's military alliances. Yeah, they can't start a war without, like, literally World War I happening. Which, World War I doesn't exist to them yet, so I'm not sure what the Green Team's fearing. I guess they're just fearing a big war. So we see that the Russians will just be expanding along with some other guys. Expand slightly down south, kind of along here. Try to fix this because and no, but we end up seeing so what I was saying before my they can't follow the border of Poland. Poland don't join this war, and Poland's like, Poland just shut up and so we see the red team with then the peace treaty. We actually haven't seen the flag moving all that much, and that's just because the countries are just killing everyone that has the flag. So there's just no one around this flag. Therefore, the flag wasn't really Poland or Germany, I guess, and like France. Which about that, the rest I'm not sinking everything into the ocean, bro. That's way too early. And now that the red team basically like doubling its inland size, we see that Russia gets scared. It's a bit that that, they finally end up making a, like, explored pathway to Korea. And now there's like a lot of immigration between Korea and then Korea to Russia. There's a lot of Koreans going to like southern Russia, but then there's a lot of Russians going to one of the richer areas of the world, which is like the capital of southern Korea. So yeah. But we see that now Russia's really getting big. So we end up seeing Russia's stability going down like a lot. So we see that Russia will make a puppet state. So that's the puppet state they end up making, which I'll probably... But now Russia's stability kind of goes up, but they end up selling this land to... country. So we see like a Siberian nation up here, which will quickly like be a lake country. It's just like a lake country. Its ideology is just a tribe. So it's kind of just like, it's technically a country, but it's also technically not a country. Like, it has its main city or settlement, like right here, but then it has all these other settlements that kind of act like a country, but also, like, they just fold over. Does Korea border Russia? But then there's this like new country right there, so they have to go like that. But then it's go like that, which then that's really inconvenient. So then they have to go like that, but then it's cold. So now they just can't border Russia. Now Russia and Korea are sad. But you know what makes Russia more sad than Korea? That to border Russia. But we will see more exploration here. Realizing that they landed in the wrong area. So now they just are like scared to go back to, because they were scared that the red team's like king will just so kind of explorers in between. Papua New Guinea, but they're actually just in New Zealand. So we end up seeing that New Zealand is formed, which New Zealand ends up realizing this, and then they just decide to become a secret nation outward before just doing a lot of over here to just rob every single like shop, which these guys weren't even gonna get a team. That team would have still been fine with having it doesn't really have this colony, so we end up seeing that they will actually go around Africa and make their first super long colony all the way down in Africa. So that we see them quickly expanding north because it's just too cold before they meet up with Red Team explorers, and they manage to just discover all of and then they end up just expanding more as they don't like you see the Red Team also greatly expanded. You go. You're messing up my plans of taking up Africa. What? Nothing. Uh-oh, that's kind of big. Change Kenya's color. Fully colored in, but Kenya's pretty goes on a so we see them just blitzing through Nigeria. Then they blitz through up here, completely taking over the Horn of Africa. No, I can't. looks like I'll just have to do them. But in this rapid fusion, they end up causing and them so yeah, they end up just causing World War One, and they look through just every country they conquer. This Kenya actually just surpassed the Turkish Union in strength, but even the Kenya. And now this will be the end of this video. And we'll see you in the next time to continue World War One. And let's actually show you the sides of this war. And this is the sides of the war. As we see that Kenya has actually gotten itself a few allies, which they have allies. The Americas, or all of South America, as they have China, Atlantis, or East Atlantis. We have basically all of South America. They have the defending side has basically all of North America, all of Europe, some in Asia, some in North Africa, but the pink means neutral, or they just literally do not care. Like the blue team is neutral because they're just scared, because they know they'll get instantly blitzed if they choose a side. Like, they don't like the red team, so they're not going to join this side, but then they'd instantly get blitzed if they joined Kenya's. So this will be the end of this video, and we will see you next time to continue World War One.